what I'm saying, because I think it makes a mockery of the women's game. If the focus on, now we just have to have people because of marketing and their attention, and they're not as talented, and we're not putting the best team out.
This came after Molly Qerim went live on air, accusing Caitlyn Clark of making a mockery of women's sports. Qerim claimed that Clark had downgraded the quality of play and was only receiving attention because of her fan engagement. Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever narrowly lost to the Washington Mystics last night by just 1 point, in what turned out to be the most attended game in WNBA history. The Mystics even moved the game to a nearby NBA arena to accommodate the crowd, resulting in a new all-time WNBA attendance record. It's impossible to overstate Caitlyn Clark's impact on the WNBA. Simply incredible. Just look at the numbers. She's become a household name, consistently drawing massive crowds and captivating fans across the country. So why are some sports analysts, including ESPN's Molly Qerim, claiming that Clark's presence is somehow diminishing the sport, even when the data says otherwise? As Clark continues to post jaw-dropping stats night after night, questions about her true impact on women's basketball persist. Has she simply boosted attendance, or has she also elevated the quality of play? Then there are the comments from players like Angel Reese, who suggest they are the ones making the sport bigger. But in truth, is it not Clark's dedication and sheer talent that has helped revolutionize the women's game? In recent years, Caitlyn Clark has emerged as a transformative figure in women's basketball. Her on-court performances have earned national attention, but that spotlight hasn't always been positive. Critics, particularly ESPN's Molly Qerim, have been vocal in their disapproval. What should be a celebratory moment in the evolution of women's sports has instead sparked intense debate about Clark's influence, her role in shaping the future of the game, and the backlash she's received. Despite her historic records and undeniable talent, the criticism, especially from high-profile voices like Qerim, has raised important conversations around jealousy, sexism, and the persistent double standards that female athletes face. Qerim's claim that Clark is making a mockery of the sport was both harsh and unexpected, catching fans and commentators off guard. But what exactly did she mean by that, and is there any truth to it? We all know the answer to that. Of course not.
On the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. And she's a rookie. And if you're a WNBA player, if you're any kind of player, you're going to say, I'm going to make a statement. Targeted by society, targeted by her looks, targeted by her reputation, targeted by the disrespect that they've shown to the WNBA. There's a huge target on this kid's back. I thought Cameron Brink said something really smart. She said, no, they're expecting this rookie class to be perfect. This rookie class isn't even one of the best rookie classes in the last 10 years.
Cham has argued that while Caitlyn Clark has undeniably drawn massive crowds and boosted viewership for women's basketball, she hasn't actually elevated the overall level of play. According to Qerim, Clark's style is flashy but lacks depth, a spectacle designed to entertain casual fans rather than enhance the sport itself. Essentially, Qerim suggested Clark is more of an entertainer than an athlete, someone who drives numbers but doesn't uphold the integrity of the game. The core of Qerim's criticism is the belief that Clark's game leans too heavily on long-range three-pointers and highlight reel plays, which some see as straying from the fundamentals of basketball. Qerim claims Clark's emphasis on high-scoring performances comes at the expense of team play, defense, and strategy, key components she believes are essential to maintaining the sport's quality. But these claims don't hold up when you look at Clark's actual accomplishments. Far from being just a spectacle, Clark has consistently put up elite numbers that make her one of the most dominant and well-rounded players in the history of women's basketball. During her college career at the University of Iowa, Clark shattered records, becoming the youngest player in NCAA history to record multiple triple-doubles in a single season. And she's not just a scorer. While her shooting range is legendary, Clark is also a top-tier playmaker, often leading her team in assists. Her court vision and basketball IQ are off the charts. She reads the game several steps ahead, delivering passes that leave both defenders and fans stunned. The idea that Clark is just about entertainment falls apart when you look at the stats. She doesn't just drain threes, she breaks down defenses, creates opportunities, and controls the pace of the game like a seasoned pro. Defensively, she's just as engaged, frequently guarding the opposing team's top player and leading her team in steals. So when Qerim says Clark hasn't elevated the level of play in women's basketball, she's overlooking the fact that Clark is redefining what's possible on the court. She's forcing opponents to adapt, changing game strategies, and lifting her teammates to new heights. And it's not just Qerim dismissing Clark. Monica McNutt has also downplayed her achievements. McNutt went so far as to say she'd give Rookie of the Year to Angel Reese if the Chicago Sky finished ahead of the Indiana Fever. They didn't. Caitlyn Clark's impact is undeniable, not just in ticket sales or TV ratings, but in the evolution of how the women's game is played and perceived.
I have said this all season, BC. My Rookie of the Year is going to go based on the standings. Okay. Because I think that is how you have the opportunity to measure impact.
And the Sky is right above them.
And the Sky right now are in the playoffs, so you'd have to give the nod in my mind to Angel Reese.
But again, what I think is happening here is this black woman is trying to play mental gymnastics and find a way to put Angel Reese above Caitlyn Clark. Rookie of the Year does not go to a team. That's why it's called Rookie of the Year. It goes to an individual player. So wouldn't it make sense that you would analyze their statistics and analyze individual play overall? Like, this woman is doing all types of mental gymnastics in order to come to this conclusion so she can try to place Angel Reese above Caitlyn Clark in that race. When the Fever and the Future are ranked higher than the Sky, I'll be curious to see if she says the same thing. See if she then tries to maneuver to something.
One of the most remarkable things about Caitlyn Clark is her consistency. Game after game, she delivers performances that would make even the harshest critics reconsider their stance. Take the 2021 to 2022 season, for example. Clark averaged 27 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds per game, MVP caliber numbers in any league, let alone in the highly competitive world of college basketball. She has regularly scored 30, 40, and even 50 points in a single game, often carrying her team to victory on her back. When analysts like Molly Qerim claim that Clark is more of a spectacle than a serious player, they ignore a key truth. Clark's performances aren't just flashy, they're vital to her team's success. Iowa wouldn't be where it is without her. Her high-scoring games aren't about showboating, they're a reflection of her central role on the court and her ability to rise to any challenge. Clark's resume speaks volumes. She was named a unanimous first-team All-American, became the first player in Big Ten history to record 1,000 points and 200 assists in a single season, and has shattered nearly every major scoring record in her age group. And she's doing all of this while maintaining elite efficiency, shooting over 45% from the field and nearly 40% from three-point range. While Caitlyn Clark has largely stayed above the fray, another player has inserted herself into the conversation. Angel Reese, who plays for LSU, has repeatedly stated that she is the one responsible for making women's basketball bigger, and that the media has unfairly focused on Clark while downplaying her own contributions. In Reese's view, she's been cast as the villain while Clark has been portrayed as the hero. This contrast in perception has sparked broader discussions, not just about media narratives, but about race, visibility, and the evolving landscape of women's sports. Still, what remains clear is that Clark's dominance on the court is undeniable, and her consistency, efficiency, and leadership are redefining what's possible in the women's game.